Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today I have with me the energy of Archangel Michael, who wants to share his insights and understanding about the war on your soul. It is as important to understand this as it is to understand how to operate your own mind. And this war upon your soul has been going on for many thousands and thousands of years. A handful of individuals who have discovered how to manipulate and utilize your fears, which of course you're not your fears, but they've learned how to manipulate your fears to keep you in a position of consciousness that keeps you from being able to fully exercise your natural capabilities as a spiritual entity living in a physical dimension. And I'm really happy about this because to understand this information, to really get that you are not your mind, you are not your body. If you can get that part, he says, if you can understand that, realize that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you have these instruments, you are responsible for them, but you are not them. In that realization, where you recognize that your thoughts, your memories, your emotions, your biology are not the only authority over you, you move into a position of being able to break the chains of enslavement to fear and liberate your expressions of love. He says there's a great battle underway right now. Not in the sense of what you would call war. I use the word battle to indicate that there are forces that are working dynamically to create changes and outcomes that are very specific to each or the other. If you understand what I mean, you will not need to concern yourself with the symptoms of war. Rather, it would be more beneficial if you concern yourself with your awakening. For this is your time and your chance to awaken. And there have been many times where you have awakened and fallen asleep, and awakened and fallen asleep. With or without our help, only changes the level of difficulty that you will experience. But there is a great contingent of awakened and enlightened beings, both in physical and non-physical form, here to aid you in your liberation. Now, I want to try to define for you what your soul is, so that there is no more confusion, for your soul is not some invisible, amorphous, uncomprehendable consciousness. It is what you are. The you that is hearing these words, not the you that is interpreting these words, but the you that is hearing these words. And if you hear these words, hear the truth in them, you are aware. You have this instrument called your mind that has information of this world that you have acquired through that body. And your soul is that aspect of yourself that is able to observe and evaluate thoughts and information, experiences, memories, evaluate them to identify their use, if any, in your creative expression here. Your soul is the creating intelligence. It is what you are, and you have the capacity to alter and change your mind at will. And you have the capacity to alter and change your body at will. But this must be developed and realized, and the war upon your soul is fought through your mind and through your body. In that you are, for lack of a better word, inclined to favor your identity as being physical, and you are inclined to favor that your identity is a personality, and you are dissuaded from considering any other possibilities of who you might be beyond the structure of your mind and your body, to come to the understanding that you are a soul, an awareness, that you are aware, that you can observe each individual thought in your mind. You can observe each memory in your mind and recognize they are memories, they are thoughts. They are not who I am. And they are not who you are, but you are aware of them. And they each in their own way, both memory and thought, will bear an influence in your creative expression in this physical dimension. And so it is through your body and through your mind that this war is waged to keep you entrenched or imprisoned in an identity that does not serve most of you, in an identity that inclines you to believe that suffering is necessary all the time. Many of you have been convinced to believe that suffering is a necessary element of life. And nothing can be further from the truth. Love is a necessary element of life. Curiosity is a necessary element of life. Playfulness is a necessary element of life. Now, we can come here and inform you of these things, but you must recognize the truth of them yourself. For that is where your will is free, in that you get to accept or reject any information that is presented to you. And you may accept any information that is presented to you as true or false. And many of you have been led to believe that that which is true is false and that which is false is true. And so you have yourself in great confusion in your mind, because if you are trapped in the confusion of your mind, your soul is imprisoned in this illusion of suffering. And yet you are free to surrender that suffering at any time. At any time. But you must first learn to remember who you are as awareness. Your name is not important. That is simply the identity structure given to your information. But as awareness, you do not have a name. As awareness, you are simply being. You can utilize the acquiring of information and knowledge and wisdom in order for you to function creatively in this world. That's all that information is really for, to enable you to function creatively in this world based on a vision from your awareness that you deem to be righteous and good and in harmony with who you are. And so you need only look to the world of information around you. What are you being told? What are you being asked to listen to? Where is your attention being placed? And often it is placed upon the fears and uncertainties that others have created for you. And the very nature of your attention to the fears and uncertainties that these others have created, the very nature of giving these things your attention, enslaves you. For what you shall give attention to, you shall become, even if it is not who you are. You can believe that you are a certain way, and the very nature of your belief causes the experience to be so. But it is not the soul of you, but a manufacturing of your creative process. And so there's a great benefit to keeping you in fear of your physical well-being, in fear of your emotional distress, in fear of what might happen in the world around you. Ah, yes, they keep you enslaved in your fear. And this is the war on your soul. It is waged with fear. And yet there is hope in that there is love. There is also the extension of love on this planet that is getting stronger by the day, dissuading many of you trapped in fear to surrender your unnecessary suffering to turn your ears and eyes away from suffering and fear, not to ignore that there are those that suffer that may need guidance, but that is a very different thing, to offer guidance and knowledge to those trapped in fear, that they may find their ways out of their fear. But your existing systems of social and political activities do not loan themselves, generally speaking, to freedom. The freedom of your soul to create, to function in the joy of your being. There's great advantage to your fear to a few. And so the veils of fear are being lifted now. There are many of us here. We are lifting the veils of fear with wisdom, knowledge, and truth that can be validated from your own experience, and not simply because we speak words to you. But we could say to you now, if you were to hold a word in your mind, one word, the word love, if you were to hold that word in your mind, and only that word, you would begin to feel a change in your vibration. And remember, the beginning started with the word. Remember this. So the word love held in your mind, feel its vibration. Do not relate it to anything in this word, but feel the very vibration of this word. For your liberation comes with your own understanding and experience that you can be liberated through your own efforts, that your suffering is unnecessary, that you are absolutely free in the truest sense of the word when you understand the function of your soul and its authority over your mind and your body. And yet you've been told that there are others that have greater authority over your body. You have been told there are others that have greater authority over your mind. And in that degree that you surrender your autonomy in this regard, you are suffering. For it is not your nature to be in ignorance of who you are. That is the greatest suffering, to be in ignorance of who you are. That you are this exquisite divine entity filled with love and joy and playfulness and creation, here to create. And so you are poised collectively and individually between the effects and outcomes of fear and love. And each of you will choose accordingly. But not all of you know you have a choice until you know you have a choice. For many of you would believe that those that would tell you to suffer are right in telling you to do so. That you must do your part to suffer more, that you may suffer less later. This is absolute and utter nonsense, that you would be listening to such silliness. You came here to function as a creating intelligence. You are divine in nature, but your mind and your body have been dissuaded from being recognized as instruments by you that you have authority over, and you've found yourself in the position that you have given your authority of your mind and your body to others. But a single word held in your mind, peace, compassion, kindness, wealth, prosperity, joy, words that evoke changes in energy, that you as awareness can attune yourself, that you can begin to, you might say, take an inventory over your mind, your thinking mind, and evaluate what are the vibrational outcomes of certain thoughts and words. The vibration of the word hate, for example, is very destructive in its truest sense. It alters and organizes matter very differently than the word love. And you can feel the difference. You think the word love and you think the word hate in your mind, you can feel the difference in these words. And yet there are many that would tell you it is okay to hate somebody who does not agree with you, or it's okay to hate somebody because they want something different than you. And that would simply cause you greater suffering. And to the degree and extent that you would project your anger and your frustration upon any other, to that degree and extent you will increase your own suffering. But you came into this world with very specific intention of creation. And you are disconnected from that by way of the manipulations of your mind from the mechanisms in this world, those that are in what you call your positions of authority. They keep you manipulated in your mind, and you have forgotten who you are. You've jumped into the role of a character that you did not create. It is time to step out and reevaluate the character, the role that you've been told to play. And is it good? And is it very good? Is it a character of love? Or is it a character of suffering? Which character have you been given to accept without question? And so this war on your soul is not a war of your choosing, but it is one you must engage in consciously and deliberately. You must become aware of who you are as the thinker, not your thoughts. You must become aware of your authority over your biology. And you must assume that authority. And there are simple ways in which you can do this. And many ways in which you know you ignore this. The things that you eat, the things that you drink, the things that you think, they all creatively affect your world. And you would blame your body for its infirmity when you were responsible for its infirmity. And you would blame your mind for its confusion when confusion is what you would choose to continue to uphold in your mind. And yet, simultaneously, you may liberate yourself from any and all confusion, and you may heal yourself, for you know when you eat, and you know when you drink. You know which is good and which is not good. You know this. And somehow you think that it is beyond your will to change some of these things. And I will say to you now, there's nothing further from the truth than this, that you have absolute authority over what you will or will not do. If you surrender to the trappings of your biology without understanding that your biology by nature is designed to follow your direction. If you understand this, then you will ameliorate your suffering very well. Like an untrained animal, you may have to yield the body in, pull it back from the things that you know are not good from it. And it is a simple act of will, but it must be maintained by choice. If you acquiesce to your body's functions as the source of your own identity, then you will simply continue to do the same things that are not good for your body again and again and again until you recognize it is not your body that will heal you. It is you that must heal your body. Your body is incapable of doing anything other than what you have taught it to do. And your body will simply do what you teach it to do. And it will unlearn what you unlearn it to do. And it will learn new things that you teach it to do. It is an instrument. It is not who you are. You must understand this. But there are those that understand that the sensations of sensations can be very tantalizing and very stimulating for the body. And you can find yourself lost in the body, as many of you are lost in your bodies, equally as you are lost in the construct of your personality. But there is always a way out if you understand that you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are the soul that is here to assert authority over the beautiful instruments. Do not defer your authority to others, lest you wish to suffer longer. There are many of us here that will offer you the truth, as equally as there are many here that will offer you the lies. And only through the understanding of who you are can you know the difference. Can you feel the difference between that which is true and that which is false? Do not simply listen to the words, because words can be spoken sweetly, but the truth is sweeter still if you understand how to feel the truth. In the feeling, you come to a knowing. But do not let the manipulations of sensation override your judgment of awareness. For words can be presented to you in very interesting ways of sound, through music, through color. Information can be presented to you in such a way as to put you at openness to receiving without question what would be presented to you. And so you can be easily manipulated by sound and color and flashing lights and specific rhythms that they've learned to use very effectively on most of you. And you must awaken to this realization. You must learn to understand the function of vibration when someone shares it with you, the function of words. Many of you do not even listen to the music that you actually hear. You don't actually know what the words are or what effect they will have upon you. Listen to your music very carefully. It's one of the most greatest enslavements that exists on the planet is your music. Much of it is corrupted by fear and anger, death. Very little of it is uplifting or inspiring anymore. But again, the war is upon your soul, and they understand very well how to use such manipulations. We would simply offer you the truth as a vibration. We would simply offer you methods and mechanisms by which you can validate the truth for yourself and not simply accept what we are saying to you. But that one word in your mind, love, one word, hold that word in your mind, love. Feel its vibration. Feel the vibration that that thought stimulates. For when you feel the vibration of something, you now move into the realm of experiencing information very differently than through the ears or the eyes or the hands or the feet. And when you come to know the truth about something, it is most likely that you will make significant changes that will benefit your life and the lives of those that you are here to serve. So when I came today, it was simply this, to let you know that you are at war and may not even know you are at war, but that you must awaken back to what you are as a soul, as an awareness that is able to observe thoughts, that is able to observe memory, that is able to observe environment. You are not what you are observing, but you are observing it. And what you would choose to bond yourself to, what ideas, thoughts, sensations, things in matter that you would choose to connect to, will have their effects upon you and your creative process, as equally as you in consciousness can affect the things of this world. Likewise, that your thoughts may be of your own choosing, your own creating, and that you can affect great freedom and amelioration from suffering very rapidly if you understand what is being said here today. That you can ameliorate your suffering very quickly, for suffering is not your natural state. It is a state that is bound up in the body, which can experience what you call pleasure and pain, and in the sense that the body may encounter things that are painful, well, then you as awareness can be aware of that pain and make adjustments accordingly to make changes in how you would operate your body so that it would not experience such pain again. But again, the function of responsibility over your body and your mind is designed by nature to be exclusively yours. That you may choose your thoughts and not simply accept the thoughts of others, but that you can evaluate the thoughts of others and understand the merits of those thoughts, if these thoughts would enliven the good in your life or the fear in your life. For all thought creates. All thought creates. It's time to get free, everybody. Listen to what he's saying. It's so important. Question from Emily on YouTube. Will I be going to college this year? What will I major in? Emily, hi Emily, how you doing? If you let go of your fear, you will go to college. If you release your fear. It's funny. I'm seeing dollar signs. I'm seeing dollar signs about what you'd be majoring in. So it's got something to do with money, from what I'm picking up. Emily, thank you for sharing that. We are corrupt in nature. Absolutely not. I have to say this to you. Your mind can be corrupt, but by nature, you are love. Your true nature is that you are love. And if you believe you are corrupt by nature, that's what you've been taught to believe. If you look upon the eyes of a newborn babe, you can see no corruption there. There's no corruption there. Or the child who is just learning to walk, there's no corruption there. No, you've been taught to believe that you are corrupt or that others are corrupt. Corruption is something that is learned. You learn corruption, or you're taught corruption, but you are not corrupt by nature. You are love by nature. You are love by nature. You really are. Your soul is your brain. Your spirit is your essence. No, I got to disagree with you there. They've told me very clearly, your brain is the interface between your soul and matter. The physical brain is the electrical interface between what you are as a soul and the physical dimension. And the way energy moves between your soul and your brain allows you to interact with this physical dimension. So thoughts, information from this world can go into your mind, get collected in there. Inspiration, ideas from your other dimensional informational realms can come into your soul, and you can interact with both realms. But the brain is not your soul. The brain is the connecting link between your soul and being able to interact with the physical dimension, quite simply. Why have we been convinced of all this, that we are controlled by what happens around us and in us? Well, first of all, they've had thousands of years, at least since Atlantis, go back as far as Eden in 72,000 years ago, from Eden right up through Atlantis and you, corruption evolved. There was some that gained advantage in terms of comfort, creature comforts, felt more safe by being in certain positions, and they evolved authoritarianism. But by nature, you're not here to suffer. Nobody's here to suffer. Please understand, corruption is taught. Suffering is taught. And it can be maintained or it can be liberated. But suffering is not your natural state. You're a divine entity, right? Yes. Let me see. Sometimes things just happen. No, never. Everything is a function of creative consciousness. Everything in the human realm is a function of creative consciousness. Every event that's ever happened in your life, every event that will ever happen in your life, every event that has happened in your life, this lifetime and others, are functions of creative consciousness. You are creating, consciously or unconsciously, every event in our lives, no matter how gruesome or how beautiful, is a function of our creative consciousness, utilizing the information we've acquired from this world or from many other lifetimes. But that's a really beautiful question, though. It really is. We are creators by nature. I can look back on my biological life in this lifetime. I can look back on this biological lifetime, and I can say of a truth that I'm responsible for all the things that happened to me, whether I liked it or not. I can see the corresponding events in my behavior and my thoughts that created or precipitated events, even the ones that were the most horrible that happened to me when I was really young. I can see how I contributed to them. But that takes a lot of awareness to become conscious of that reality. Thank you so much. Good morning. Just scrolling down here. Question here? Skeptic here. What would you say to me? Lindsay, I'm so grateful for your skepticism. It is a beautiful thing to have, and it allows you to cultivate discernment, because it is in what you know as an inner knowing is more important than what you'll hear any of us say. But as to what I have to say to you, Lindsay, it's time for you to really step back from those emotions related to those people. I don't know who those people are, but this is what they're telling me. Step back from the emotions, the heightened negative emotions connected to those people. Step back from them and focus on living and doing the things that give you the most joy at this time. Put all your attention into things that give you the most joy at this time. And that is in the way will dissipate very quickly, right? They won't harass you so much anymore. Wow. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Tanya. A question from Lauren. How can we collectively end this corruption of deep state? This is a great question. And what they keep telling me is to bring about the manifestation of love as an energy collectively as a species. Unconscious collective humanity must be more love-based than fear-based. Quite simply, cultivate love and expressions of love. That means do the things that make your life feel the most joyful, the most happy, the most vibrant, the most healthy. Be your best self. You know, the Ascension is about awakening to what you are as a spiritual entity. And the energy of love organizes matter very differently than the energy of fear. Great question, Lauren. It really is. But yeah, ascend to love, radiate love, emanate love in all your thoughts and actions. And take your attention away from the fearmongers. Take your attention away from those that are telling you to be afraid of this economic thing and be afraid of this war and be afraid of that country. Those who would tell you to be afraid, ignore them. Those that would tell you to be afraid, that they're telling you just to be afraid. Those that are saying pay attention, you might want to pay attention because there's some really smart people on the planet right now that understand the political and social machinations that are at work here. And they're saying pay attention. Anything that teaches you that it's okay to mutilate your body is bad. Anything that teaches you to just eat whatever you want to when you want to is not a very smart idea. Pay very close attention to what people are asking you to do. But love ultimately is the energy you want to cultivate. And love means you would honor your body, you would honor your mind, and you would honor the experiences of other people too. Thank you, Lauren. Do you believe in reincarnation? Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. I know that I'm not this body, and I've remembered lifetimes I've had before. I don't want to get into details about that here, but I have memories of previous lifetimes. And there's sufficient evidence out in the world now that so many other people have been able to articulate, even at very young ages, that they've had other lifetimes as aircraft pilots and other things. So yeah, absolutely believe in reincarnation. That your body is an instrument that you just use in the process of learning how to become a creator. That you have a responsibility for your body, and every lifetime you have to learn and acquire more responsibility. But yeah, I believe in reincarnation. Absolutely. I'm living with a partner that I've been together with for at least 12 times. Am I an empath? I would say I am an empath to a degree. Not like there's a lot more high-level empaths on the planet, and there are far more empathic people on the planet than I think there's ever been in the last 2,000 years. And empaths have a very difficult time right now because they don't know how to filter between the emotional energy that's being projected through radios, televisions, from other people. They have a real difficult time differentiating between their emotions, their thoughts, and the emotions and thoughts of other people. But there's a really simple way you can learn to do that. You know, we teach in our 102 Masterclass on liberation how to actually get your mind and your body focused in such a way that they're under your authority and you're not under theirs. Because most people are lost in their minds, or they're lost in the needs and wants of the body. And it's a very uncomfortable way to live. You're not designed to be subjective to your servants. You're designed to be the master of the house. But yeah, thank you. Great question. Question. Can you please ask your angels what or who is the bright light on my sleep? Yeshua. Yes. Yeshua he's trying to get you to see the light within you. You keep it externalized. But Master Jesus, I call him Master Jesus, some call him Yeshua. His mother preferred to call him Yeshua. But I'll call him Master Jesus because it just feels familiar to me, it feels comfortable to me. But the light is his light. The light is his light. And his light is your light. Understand, there's one light, and we all share that light. Wonderful, thank you. Question from Tanya. Why did my sister come back and reincarnate? And if so, where did she choose to live this time? That's a good question. It's funny, I'm not getting anything for that in terms of location or why, other than the same reason that she needs to fulfill the high heart is what I'm getting. She needs to fulfill the high heart. What do you mean by the high heart? The function of love is the ultimate outcome for all who walk in this world. The function of love is the ultimate outcome that is achieved over many lifetimes. Wow, I like that. Thank you, Tanya. Great question. What a person passes by their own hands, where do they go? When a person passes by their own hands, where do they go? This is a great question, and thank you so much for asking, because I've been in that road and I've been close to that place of passing through my own hand. But what I've been told and what I've experienced is that when you leave your physical body, if you prematurely end your physical existence, it's not going to stop you from evolving. It's going to slow you down significantly, because you're still going to have to deal with the energies and the emotions that drove you to that action. You see, the idea is that you are a creator. You are here to learn to function creatively. And the reason most people want to leave this physical dimension is because they've never been taught how to change their own minds or create their own emotions. Most people are taught to believe that the only thing that's going to make you feel a certain way is in the world. And I'll tell that's all bullshit. You are capable of creating so much joy in your life. You're capable of creating so much beauty in your life. You're capable of creating such a beautiful body. You're capable of so much more if you understand the laws of your body, the laws of your mind. You know, there's nothing wrong with you. You can learn to manage emotions and thoughts if you have the right type of training. There are a few really good schools on the planet that can help you understand who you are as a spiritual entity, what your mind is as a storage of information of your lifetimes, and what the body is an instrument for creating a manifestation through. But where do you go? You go first into a place of energy where you lose awareness of who you were as a personality. You will not remember the personality that you are right now, but you will still bring forward with you the responsibility that you did not complete. In other words, if you didn't learn how to manage your emotions properly, then you'll be brought back into a lifetime where you'll be faced with lots of emotions and you'll be forced to learn how to manage them one way or another. You can't skip grades. You can't skip grades. But I do have great respect and appreciation for people that are struggling with their thoughts and emotions. And, you know, on April the 1st, about 2 weeks from now, we start our 102 Masterclass on liberation, which deals specifically on how to change, harness, and utilize your emotions in strong, powerful, positive, and effective ways. So you don't have to suffer unnecessarily. Suffering is not your natural state. Please understand this. You know, if you knew who you were, you'd be smiling. Every morning you wake up with joy on your face because you know who you are. Beautiful thing. Oh, I did? Let's see. Okay, let's take a look here. No, don't believe that. I'm not responsible for childhood trauma. Well, whether you believe it or not, there is a degree of responsibility. I've been in childhood trauma. I understand, but this is a discussion that even if you've gone through trauma as a child, let me say this to you. Your only reason for going through that is to learn the function of love. Most people are stuck in their trauma and have not learned how to change it. You have to learn how to change your emotional energy. You have to learn how to elevate it up. You're not here to suffer, you're here to create, right? And whatever pain you've gone through, I send out much love and compassion to you because I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. You did not come here to suffer. And if you understand reincarnation and cause and effect, then it would make perfect sense to you in a broader spectrum why you may have experienced what you've experienced, or why somebody else impregnated your mind with the fear of something that would cause an experience. Nothing happens by chance in this dimension. Everything is a function of creative consciousness. Everything. You can't escape that reality. Doesn't matter what you say. I was in denial for many years. It's just going to slow you down. You are love. Remember that. Don't define yourself by your traumas. Yeah. Question from Drusilla. Hi, Drusilla. Any message? I've been assisting my son with his babies while he heals from surgery. Exhausted. Wow, yeah. Time for a rest, eh, darling? Yeah. You need to sit in the sun, Drusilla. You need to receive real sunlight. Put a pitcher of water, good distilled water, in the sun. Let it get charged up, and drink that water instead of just the water you're drinking. But drink water that's been like imbued with sunlight. You need to drink that type of water right now. It'll help shift the exhaustion over for you. But sunlight and water, really powerful for you right now. I know those young ones can really take a lot of energy, eh? It's beautiful. How can I let go of fear as I'm waiting on results, but I overthink? I'm doing my best. Thank you for asking this. The simplest way to overcome fear right now is using your breath. The simplest way to begin to overcome your fear is to train your body to breathe differently. Like, have your body breathe slowly and deeply. Like right now, listen to this very carefully. Sit down, relax your body, take a slow, deep breath. And I know you're talking about overthinking. We'll get to that in 2 seconds. But the first thing is to breathe your body and give your body instructions to relax. Like literally just breathe and exhale and allow the body to relax. And with every time you exhale, give your body permission to relax more and more and more. And stay focused on just letting the body to relax first. You'll notice as you exhale, the body relaxes much easier than on the inhale. The inhale pulls new energy in. The exhale releases tensions from the body naturally. You don't have to actually do anything. You just have to exhale. And you'll feel as you give each muscles, arms, legs, neck, shoulders, as you give them permission, muscles on your face, give all the muscles in your body permission to relax. And keep breathing slowly and deeply, in through the nose, out through the mouth. As the body gets more and more and more relaxed through this breathing process, what you want to then do as the body starts getting relaxed is you want to turn your attention to the thoughts in your mind, all that overthinking that's going on. And you want to take your right index finger and you want to put it to your lips and turn your attention to all those thoughts and just make this sound. And very gently just make that sound and watch. You'll feel immediately the thoughts start to diminish in your mind. And just gently use that sound and continue breathing slowly and relaxing. And then you can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can breathe, and as you exhale, release thoughts. Breathe, exhale, release thoughts. Always on the exhale. They tell me always on the exhale. You can release thoughts and tensions from the body and mind. And you keep doing that for about 2 or 3 minutes and share with us what your experience is. It's really important you share the changes that you experience so other people that might be feeling the same way have the opportunity to take a chance and use this material and experience a change in their life as well. And you'll inspire others when you change. Anything from my friend's son who passed? His celebration of life, 30th party is Saturday. I'm getting a lot of excitement from him. I'm getting a lot of excitement. He's excited that you're asking, and they always are. Please understand, when you think or put your attention on someone who's transitioned out of matter, when they're out of body, they cannot understand words in language, but they understand thoughts. When you think about them, they feel the thought, they'll come into your field. So they're very excited about this celebration of life. Tell my mom I'm okay. This is very exciting. It's very new. There's all these people with me. They're helping me. They're helping me. Yes. Very exciting. Yes. Yes. He says, I want to say I'm sorry, but I'm not. It's different. He's really, like where he is, he's very excited about where he is right now. This celebration of life. Look to the light that comes in the window unexpectedly on the right. On this day, the celebration of life day, there's going to be a flash of light on the right side of that hall. On the right side, as you're looking forward, there's going to be a flash of light on that right side. That will be his his way of being able to let you know that his presence is there. There will be other things too that you will know I am present. The ones that are with me will help me to do this. This is all very new. Yes. He's a very young soul. He's not an old soul. Very young. Thank you for that. I'm going through something that is difficult to articulate. Can you kindly share a word? Hello there. Well, sometimes words aren't as important as your breathing. And the difficulty is not based in who you are, but based on things that have happened before now that are still affecting you. And those things that affected you before now, you are concerned that they may come back into your life. And let us say this to you. If you learn to stay in the present moment, these things shall not revisit you again. And the breath is so powerful. And they keep telling this again and again. In our master classes, they constantly have us focusing on the breath and meditation. We do like 2, 4, 6, about 6 to 8 hours a week of meditation and discussion with the Ascended Masters on how to articulate changes in our body, changes in our mind, so that we return to the awareness of what we are as a soul. But for you right now, just breathe slowly, breathe deeply. Place your left hand over your heart center, like right here. Place your left hand here. You're going to feel you'll feel an immediate change in body temperature when you do this. But that change in temperature is a movement of energy, okay? Coming from another part of your consciousness going into your body. But breathe slowly and just let yourself feel that energy as it flows into the heart center of your body. And just breathe and feel. Just breathe and feel. Breathe slowly in and out. And just let yourself feel the flow of energy between the hand and the heart center. Just feel that energy and stay in the sensation of that flow of energy for about 30 seconds. You can stay in that energy longer if you want to, but for at least 30 seconds, just stay in the flow of that energy that's coming from the hand and going into the chest area. And just stay with the flow of that energy for 30 seconds at least. And then share with us what your experience is. It's really important that we share our experiences with other people. That way they can learn from what we're experiencing and vice versa. Great. Thank you so much. Question from Shred the Stoke. How many lives have I spent on Earth? The first number that jumped out at me was 73. 73 different lifetimes on this Earth, which is not really a lot when you consider it if you average it out based on modern statistics. Yes, you got a few more to go too. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Tanya. Yes, she did come back. Any messages for me, please? Relax. You relax. You got to let go of that anxiety, right? Donald, let go of that anxiety. Let go of the anxiety. Let it go out of your body. And again, you'll hear this said many, many times in the show. Remember to breathe. Not just to let your body breathe, but to consciously breathe your body, where you're just like, and relieve that irritation, anxiety from the body. Like, release it with your breath. Not enough people are being told that they can change the emotions and how they function through your body just by the way you direct your body to breathe. They say to me often, the function of your breath is an assertion of your divinity over matter. That when you direct your body to breathe in a specific way, you're asserting your will over matter. And so that breathing of slow and deep and releasing emotions from the body becomes so, so important. There's so many people that are going through emotions that don't realize they can release them. They can let them go. They can transcend them. There's ways of interacting with emotional energy where you can literally take an emotion that's gut-wrenching pain and change it in a few minutes to something really powerful and positive. And then you'll restore yourself. When you start realizing how you can change your own emotional energy, that's when you start getting free of this war that's on your soul. When you start to realize you can change your own emotions. You can change your own thoughts. When you start to really get that, and then you start being mindful of what thoughts you think and what emotions you interact with, you start to create a beautiful life for yourself really quickly. Because you're not here to suffer. None of you came here to suffer. You came here to create. Question from Joy. Hello, good morning. Are the spirits I'm sensing with me my relatives? There is one, no two. There's two that are, but there's two others. You got Archangel Raphael with you. There's something about a healing that has to occur, that these two that you're feeling are here to help you with. Something about a healing that has to occur. So you got Archangel Raphael, and again, these are two males that are with you, and there's a feminine energy back a little further, but I don't know who she is. She's kind of in the distance. She's not ready yet to reveal herself. But Archangel Raphael is with you now to help with that healing, whatever that healing has to do with. But these two male energies that are family members are also here with you to help that as well in this healing. There's a lot of male energy for that. That's pretty cool. Lauren's asking, why is March the 22nd called Heaven's Cross? I have no idea. Never heard of it. If I tap, I'm just being told that many of these so-called prophecies and things that are being, these special days and dates can also lead to further confusion rather than leading you back to your own heart, to your own soul, to your own purpose for being here, right? It's important that you find ways to remember who you are as a spiritual entity. You are not just a body. The body is an instrument that you use. You're not the contents of your mind. That's an instrument that you use, right? It's not who you are. But thank you for asking that question, Lauren. Oh, thank you, Chris. Chris is just saying the masterclasses will help reawaken our spiritual senses. All have the ability to see, hear, and know, to feel and experience these beautiful dimensions and loving beings of hope. It's true, you did not come to this earth to suffer. You came here to learn how to create. And your body and your mind are instruments that you use so that you can function creatively in this dimension. It's really pretty straightforward, right? But thank you so much for saying that, Chris. Really appreciate it. Anything from my dad? April 15th will be 2 years since he's passed. I don't know why, but the words swing, batter, swing, play ball. These terms are just popping in my head right now. Like swing, batter, play ball. I'm seeing gloves and hats and baseball stuff. It's really just coming at me from him. Yeah, the word and the song "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So if you want to celebrate his presence in your life, because he's not gone from your life, he's just not in a physical body. If you want to really engage in his spirit and feel some wonderful things happen, take him out to a ball game. Like go out to a ball game with him. Like that would give him great joy to have you take him out to a ball game. Like do that. It's very strong. I got the song in my head too. He keeps singing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Question from Terry T. Will I find love with a man soon? I feel very lonely. Terry, this is so important. You need to remember that you are love, and then the love that is yours will come into your life. If you are feeling lonely, that the energy of feeling lonely will keep you alone. The energy of love will bring you closer to it. Again, I would encourage you to come out to our masterclass. Starts April 1st, and learn how to generate a vibrational energy of love, so that you can start to attract. Because what we feel, we are attracting. If I feel lonely, I'm going to maintain that energy. If I feel more love and joy, I'm going to maintain more of that. And it's not a judgment or a fault or a flaw. It's just that most people have never been taught that they can change their energy. They can change their emotions. They can change their thoughts, which changes energy as well. Anyway, I'm really happy for you. So the answer is, Terry, as you learn to remember the vibration of love as what you are, then that one that you are seeking will come into your life. As birds of resonance, right? In harmony. Love attracts love. Joy attracts joy. Fear attracts fear. Anger attracts anger. Right? So really spend time contemplating what is love for you as a feeling, or Master Jesus, about 7 or 8 months ago, gave me this to write down. He said, write down, write down, if I am love, how do I feel as love? He said, to end all suffering, know what you are. So if you are love, ask yourself that question. If you are love, how do you feel as love? And really get connected to the vibration that pursuit of questioning, consideration evokes. What if you are love? How do you feel as love? Contemplate that. And when he gave that to me, I just felt so much joy. When he gave me that statement, if I am love, how do I feel as love? If you are love, how do you feel as love? And get connected to the energy of the love that you are. And that will create very different things in your life and in your world. And I'm really happy for you, and I hope it happens very soon for you. Well, guys, I do have to go. I have other things that are coming up right now. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out today. I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day, and I will see you guys on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. I'm going to have Archangel Metatron coming in on Wednesday. That's going to be very exciting. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.